This past week, I was with John Ensor in Atlanta, Georgia. We were addressing a group of people at a church there. And we started our evening together with a story of this young woman and her baby. The picture you see on your screen now is the same picture that we used that night. This is a picture of a teenage girl who was being trafficked in Zambia. She was at the mercy of sex traffickers, and the part of the way they kept her in submission was by having her addicted to drugs that they forced onto her and then got her addicted to them. And this was kind of the lifestyle that she lived. She was in and out of the streets, and she was found herself pregnant from time to time. But on the particular occasion that you're looking at now, the Christians in that particular city of Zambia found this lady, this young girl, while she was pregnant, and intervened in her life. They offered her practical help. And what they did is they said, "We will do whatever it takes to help you have your baby if you would like to have your baby." Now, why would this girl like to have her baby? Well, there are lots of reasons why someone might like to have a baby, even in the circumstances that she was in. And one of them is the fact that if you have an abortion in these circumstances, you are probably going to be right back out on the street doing the same things next week that you were doing last week that got you into the predicament that you were in. But a baby changes everything. And we also used the kind of the theme verse in Atlanta from Psalm 82. This is Psalm 82, verses 3 and 4, that says, "Rescue the weak and needy, deliver them from the hand of the wicked." Now, this girl was an example of weak and needy. Again, she was the property of other people who had addicted her to drugs and were trafficking her on the street. She was as weak and needy as people can be. And the people who were doing this really would fit the other half of the verse, which is the wicked. These are the people that she needs to be delivered from, is the hand of these wicked people who were doing this to her. The Christians were the ones who obeyed the call to rescue the weak and needy. They involved themselves in her life. They said, if we can help you get a job, we'll help you get a job. If we can help you find a place to live, we'll help you find a place to live. Whatever it takes, we would like to be there to help you in your time of need. Indeed, one of the things that they did help her do was stop taking drugs, because she couldn't have the drugs and have a healthy baby. So they worked with her to get her taken off the addiction of the drugs. They found her a new place to live with some Christian women, because that way they could get her away from her traffickers. They helped her get a job. She took a job actually raising chickens. The Christians there taught her how to raise chickens and how to sell the chicken eggs on the street. It's not a huge living, but it's a living that you can, if you can make enough money to support yourself and your baby and get off the lifestyle that she was in. I think it was a welcome change. And now you can see, just take one more look again at this picture. You can see this smile. She is happy that she has got this beautiful baby that is her pride and joy. And actually now she is married, and she has 2 more babies. She is the mother of 3 currently today, and she is serving and living in a Christian church. And this is exactly what we mean when we say that when we get involved in rescue movements, we are most often involved for the long term, the long haul in these people's lives. The slam against pro-life Christians is that all you care about is babies being born. Nothing could be further from the truth. And history and time has demonstrated time and time again that Christians are always involved in the lives of these women far beyond just birth, and that being the only thing that Christians care about. The Christians, of course, are still involved in this lady's life. The question, though, that is before us today is how can we summarize all that it is that the Bible ethically demands of us as Christians regarding human life? If we were to take all of it and boil it down to a simple, its most rudimentary phase, what would we be left with? Well, we will start personally. We will start small and individually, and then we'll work out in concentric circles from there. Number 1, If we were to summarize what the Bible says about human life, it would be that life is valuable and that we as human beings have no right to take human life for any reason at any time from anyone. God alone is the author of life and the giver of life and the creator of life. God alone has given the image of himself and placed it on humans alone. No other part of creation bears the imago Dei. And so it is not up to us to decide who lives and who dies. So number one, do not kill. That means reject killing and murder. And abortion, as we know, and we have talked about in the video series that we've been doing, is always killing and murder. And we bring up the pro-life syllogism, which goes this way. It is wrong to intentionally take the life of an innocent human being. Abortion intentionally takes the life of an innocent human being. So therefore, abortion is wrong. That is the simple pro-life syllogism. Abortion is wrong. So, number one, if we are to summarize all that the Bible says, we will reject abortion. We will not put to death any human being, no matter what circumstance it seems to alleviate in our life, in any painful circumstance or any crisis. We will not ourselves abort our own children. You and me, those of us watching this video, we commit, no matter what our circumstances are, we will not abort our own children. That's where we'll start. Any more than we would abort or kill or murder a 2-year-old child in order to get out of some problem or some crisis life situation that you and I are in. So that's the first one. Number two, we are not going to close our eyes to abortion any longer. To pretend that something is not happening does not mean that we don't know that it is happening around us. And to keep silent in the face of adversity is implicitly complicity. We are involved in some way if we close our eyes and pretend like it's not our problem. We will not close our eyes to abortion any more than we close our eyes to someone killing a 2-year-old in our presence and say, that is not my place to say anything about that. If we believe that abortion takes an innocent human life, then we will not allow it and we will speak up when the time comes. Number three, broadening out into more outside of ourselves. We will rescue the innocent. We will obey the biblical call to rescue the weak and needy around us and to deliver them from the hand of the wicked. That is not a suggestion. That is not an if it is convenient call. That is the call to rescue, even if it means I know it's happening and I am going to have to go out and find the people who are doing it and put a stop to it. This is incumbent on every Christian, is to get involved in some way in the rescue movement of the weak and the needy. This is what Proverbs 24:11 and 12 says. Rescue those who are being taken away to death. Hold back those who are stumbling to the slaughter. If you say, behold, we did not know this, does not he who weighs the heart perceive it? Does not he who keeps watch over your soul know it? And will he not repay man according to his work? Proverbs 24, rescue those who are being taken away to death. That is our job as Christians, is to go out and find the places where the most vulnerable are most threatened and to put a stop to it, no matter what it takes. So we could summarize all of God's moral law, and Jesus does in Matthew chapter 7 when he gives us what's often quoted as the golden rule. Whatever you wish that others would do to you, do also to them. For this is the law and the prophets. If we want people to rescue us when we are most vulnerable, when we are most likely to be harmed, when we're in trouble, we do the same thing for the others around us. We summarize the law, how God feels about abortion, all of biblical ethics, these 3 ways: reject abortion, don't close your eyes to abortion, and rescue the weak and the needy among us.